Yo, what's going on YouTube? Nasif here from Click, and today I'm going to be doing a quick comparison video. I've got the Blu Vivo 5 and the Blu Vivo 6 stacked up against each other here, and I'm going to be making a quick comparison, and I'm going to go through all the basic things and tell you guys which phone that I would recommend buying out of the two of them. Now keep in mind, the first thing first, that this is a $250 phone and this is a $300 phone, so keep that in mind and take of that what you will. So let's get into it. First things first is the displays. So we have a 1080p display over here on the right with the Vivo 6 LCD, and you have a 720p display over here on the left, AMOLED, with the Vivo 5. Which one would I take? The AMOLED. Obviously you guys know my thoughts on AMOLED displays. We'll leave it at that. Don't need to get into a rant. The cameras on these phones, there's no comparison. I believe both of them are 13 megapixel shooters. However, the Vivo 5 camera just seems to be 10 times better. I don't know what they did with the Vivo 6 camera. It takes terrible pictures inside, decent pictures outside, but the Vivo 5 outperforms it in every way, in my opinion, when you're talking about camera performance and taking pictures and videos and stuff. And considering I record videos on YouTube with a camera, the camera is definitely a big buying point or selling point of the phone for me. So take of that what you will. In terms of the builds, now I have a wrap on here. We'll pop the case off the Vivo 5. Give me 1 second. Pull back here, and I'm gonna pop the case off here. All right. So we have the let's see here. So we have the Vivo 6 here on the right, and the Vivo. Here, I'll turn the screens off so we don't open up any apps. So we have both, the unibody aluminum designs. They're both fairly similar in their builds. If you take a look, the power buttons are pretty much lined up identically. The back of the phone is more curved on the Vivo 6, and the camera obviously is in the center. But I think the Vivo 5 looks a little bit better. It looks more like an iPhone. Nice flat. It's not flat. It's got a very, very, very slight curve, which feels really good in the hand. And there's no, protruding camera lens or anything. It's just baked into the build. Whereas over here on the 6, you have this camera lens that protrudes out, and it definitely will scratch over time. Depending on which color you get or whatever, it's up to you. But I would take the Vivo 5 build over the Vivo 6. However, even though they're very similar in hand feel. I would just go with the Vivo 5. That's just personal preference there. Obviously with the Vivo 6, now the Vivo 5, you don't have a fingerprint scanner, so that's obviously a negative. So the Vivo 6 takes the win there. And in terms of overall software performance, now the Vivo 5 got the new Marshmallow update, so they're both on the same Marshmallow software. However, the Vivo 6 just slightly outperforms the Vivo 5, very slightly, because it has that extra gigabyte of RAM. The Vivo 5 has 3 gigs and the Vivo 6 has 4. In terms of storage, I think they're both 32 gigs, so there's not really anything to really mention there. Or actually, no, the Vivo 6 might be 64. Let's jump in the settings here and take a look here. So we got the storage and USB. Yeah, so 64 gigs on the Vivo 6, and on the Vivo 5 we have 32 gigs. So that's take it that what you will. You got twice the storage on the Vivo 6 versus the Vivo 5. What else do we talk about here? The speakers. I mean, the speakers on both are mediocre. They're not like anything comparing to an iPhone or anything like that. However, they're both really, really good, considering the price points. Again, sub $300 phones, give or take. But I think the speakers, you can't really compare them. They're both about the same. So in terms of viewing experience, like using the phones overall from day-to-day basis, which one I would take? Now, this is a tough one, guys, because it's like, you have so many, pros with one and so many cons with the other, and you have to give and take a little bit here and there. Like you have the Vivo 6, great software performance, great fingerprint scanner, but a really shitty camera. And then you have the Vivo 5, an AMOLED display, a great camera, good software performance on par with the Vivo 6 or just under it. And you lose the fingerprint scanner. So it's like, you're kind of in a gray zone between that. However, if I were to take one for day-to-day usage and, using it from day to day, guys, it's really killing me to say this, but I'm going to have to do away with the AMOLED display, turn it off and put it aside, and have to use the Vivo 6 as my daily driver if I had to choose between the two. Just because of that fingerprint scanner and the design. I mean, the build looks like an HTC. I mean, they're very similar, and I know I like the Vivo 5 build a little bit better just because it's a little bit less, how would I put it? It's a little bit less like, I don't know, it just looks more like an iPhone. I guess that's the best way to put it, is it looks like an iPhone, and that's why I prefer it. But I don't know, I don't know, just it's really stupid because it's like I prefer the Vivo 5 build, but I would rather use the Vivo 6 from day to day. So take of that what you will. Not really helpful, am I? But yeah, guys, in terms of like overall performance, the Vivo 6 is fantastic, and it is a fantastic phone. Both of these are great. However, again, if you have $250 to spend, I would just say save up the extra 50 bucks or whatever the equivalent is, to get 300 or 200, was it? I think it was 100. How many pounds was it in the UK? I think it was 170, 200, or just under 200 pounds. Save up the equivalent of Canadian or whatever funds you're talking, and just get the Vivo 6. It's a newer phone. It comes stock with Marshmallow built in. You have a higher chance of getting an update from Blu versus the Vivo 5, which took God knows how long to get a Marshmallow update. And this one, all of Blu's new phones are, theoretically, or so they say, they're slated to get nougat in the new year at some point. But we'll see how that goes and when we get it. So anyways, guys, this has been the comparison of the Blu Vivo 6 and the Blu Vivo 5. Which one would I take? Definitely take the Blu Vivo 6. It's killing me to say it. I got to kill the AMOLED display. But the Vivo 6 is just an overall better phone. And you'd expect that with a higher price point and with modern processor and technology and all that stuff. So here's what it is. Anyways, guys, thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, feel free to drop a like on it. If you like the content on the channel, feel free to drop a sub. And click that notification bell to let yourself know when our new videos go live and get yourself notified of that. And if you have any questions or comments about these two phones, let me know what you think in the comments down below. Anyways, guys, this has been Nasif from Click, and I'll talk to you guys in the next video. I'm out. Peace.